Trust black women, they lead the way. Trust black women, they lead the way. White women, stop abandoning your sisters. Trust black women, they lead the way. Oh, we're mad as hell.
No, thank you. No, thank you. You look like you're a really sweet girl. And I watched the video. I tried to stitch this. My stitch, I don't know, TikTok wouldn't upload it, so I had to do it this way. This works just as fine. It's just as effective. You look like a really sweet girl, but no, thank you. No, we will not. No, absolutely not. We don't have the mental and emotional capacity to take anyone else in, because that is what we have been expected to do. That is what we have done for decades, for centuries. We have nurtured and nursed America.
Dear black women, so as a woman, we have blazed these trails together.
Blazed what trails together? Oh, do you mean when black women started the suffrage movement and then white women took it over and decided to leave black women in the dust? Is that the trail you're talking about? Or how about the Me Too movement that was created by black women and white women took it over and left black women in the dust to the point where they had a march and didn't even invite black women to speak at said march? Is that the trail we blazed together? Curious.
Hey my people, Gracie here once again. Welcome back to the channel. I hope that from wherever you, my lovelies, are watching this from, you're doing great, and hopefully God has protected you and preserved you very well. And I do appreciate each and every one of you that keep supporting, and to my members, thank you so very much for supporting exclusively as well. And we do have an interesting episode, just like you've seen in the teaser. Yes, I don't know what palm-colored women don't get. Even after the results of the elections, even after watching their own being dragged out of, the town hall meeting, they are still begging the black women sisterhood to take them in. And they are literally begging black women right now to take the lead, to lead the way. Still begging black women to do the emotional labor, the physical labor for them. You cannot make these things up. We have to watch all these clips where palm-colored women are begging black women to take them in and do the work again. Let's watch this, come back, talk about it. But please don't forget to subscribe if you're landing on here for your very first time.
Trust black women, they lead the way. Trust black women, they lead the way. White women, stop abandoning your sisters. Trust black women, they lead the way. Oh, we're mad as hell.
60 years. That's it. That's how long black people have had legal protections for equal rights on paper, at least. Yet, we've been here for 400 years, building this country, fighting its wars, shaping its culture, and demanding justice at every turn. It took the Civil Rights Act in 1964 and the Voting Rights Act in 1965 to give us a legal shot at equality. Schools weren't fully desegregated until the 70s, and fair housing protections, those weren't properly enforced until the late 80s. We fought for every right we have today, not just for ourselves, but for others too. While we were marching, getting beaten, lynched, or assassinated, other marginalized communities gained protections because our fight opened the door. The civil rights movement laid the foundation for women's rights, LGBTQ plus rights, disability rights, immigrant protections, and so much more. And yet some of those same communities have turned around and voted against our interests and theirs. Now, in 2025, many Latino, Palestinian, and other marginalized groups are feeling the weight of their own votes for Trump working against them. And suddenly, they're calling on black people, especially the 92% of us who consistently vote for justice, to save democracy again. Isn't that rich? But where were they when we needed them? America, when will you learn? Justice isn't transactional. If you weren't standing with us then, don't expect us to blindly stand with you now. So ask yourself, were you voting for progress or just waiting until oppression knocked on your...
No, thank you. No, that you look like you're a really sweet girl. And I watched the video. I tried to stitch this. My stitch, I don't know, TikTok wouldn't upload it. So I had to do it this way. This works just as fine. It's just as effective. You look like a really sweet girl, but no thank you. No, we will not. No. Absolutely not. Hell no. We don't have the mental and emotional capacity to take anyone else in, because that is what we have been expected to do. That is what we have done for decades, for centuries. We have nurtured and nursed America since its birth, all while simultaneously being the most undervalued, underrepresented, unloved, unseen, unheard, disregarded, neglected species on this planet. We have consistently set our pain aside to open our arms and allow everybody else to pour theirs onto us. We do not have it. Yesterday, many of us cycled through 6 of the 7 stages of grief in one day. We are still cycling through those stages. It's going to take a little bit for us to get to the acceptance stage. And we'll talk about radical acceptance and how you can find meaning, value, and purpose, and how you can be okay with things that you're not okay with later. We are not talking about that today. What I am saying today is no ma'am and no thank you. No. We consistently show up and stand on the front lines for this country, for a country that does not see us, for a country that does not value us, for a country that does not love us. And here we are, expected to do it again. The song that was chosen was Let It All Work Out. Let it work out. Black women, no. No, and I know what a lot of y'all is thinking. You know, a lot of us are angry, and after our anger settles, then it'll be like, oh, well, you know, people need us. Yeah, and they might. But we need us. We need to show up for us. We are done. We are done putting everybody else before us, because honestly, it's a trauma response. Because we know what it feels to be left out there hanging to dry. And we don't want anybody else to feel that way. Not on our watch. Let it happen. Let it happen. You got to sit in your discomfort. Let them sit with it. Let them figure it out. We are done holding hands. We are done nursing. We are done nurturing them, everybody else. And again, this is to Black women, not women of color, because women of color, y'all show us time and time again how y'all feel about Black women. We are not the same. Black women, we are going to put our feet up. We are going to take our rest for however many days, months we decide to take our rest. And when we feel rejuvenated enough, we will adjust our crowns and we will do what we do best, but we are going to do it for ourselves. We are no longer allowed to pour into anyone else when our cups are empty. All these white people on here creating content, and I seen it, and they talking about they allies and all of this. Let us sit back and let them go be allies. Let somebody show us that we can trust them. Let somebody take us in. But we will not be the people that everybody expects us to be. No. No. No, thank you. And we not changing our character for nobody else. And we never giving nobody else that power. We're going to redirect our energy. I love you, Black woman. I love Black women. I love being a Black woman. We are the blueprint. But we going to see if people just on here for likes and views, or if they really going to stand on business and be about action. But what we not doing is this. Have a good day, queens. Be well, beloved.
Dear Black women, so as a woman, we have blazed these trails together.
Blazed what trails together? Oh, do you mean when Black women started the suffrage movement and then white women took it over and decided to leave Black women in the dust? Is that the trail you're talking about? Or how about the Me Too movement that was created by black women and white women took it over and left black women in the dust to the point where they had a march and didn't even invite black women to speak at said march? Is that the trail we blazed together? Curious.
Women, to include black women, got the right to vote after men.
After the Civil War, the suffrage movement splintered over race. Black women had to form their own organization to continue to fight for the right to vote. White women like Elizabeth Cady Stanton publicly denounced extending voting rights to black Americans. The 19th Amendment was ratified in 1920, but it didn't end the fight for black women to vote because white women stood in the way. They didn't come help us. We helped you get the right to vote, but y'all left us in the wind. Black women were actually granted the right to vote in 1965 after the Voting Rights Act was passed. This act enforced the 15th Amendment, which gave black men the right to vote as well. Fun fact, in 1913, organizers of a women's suffrage parade in Washington, D.C. forced black women to walk in the back of the parade separate from white participants. This was an example of the racism black women faced during the suffrage movement. So again, we march with you, help you get your voting rights, and y'all left us in the wind. But continue.
Still not equal. Equality, equal pay. We still get less on the dollar. So why are you alienating a high percentage of allies? Like, why are you doing this?
This number hasn't changed in 3 elections. We're not alienating you. We're telling you that we're tired of doing all the work and we still get screwed by white women. It's because this number has not changed. So clearly something is off here. This number has not changed. And now we are exhausted and we are taking a break and we are looking to each other because the next 4 years is going to be mad difficult for black women, especially.
What constitutes white? This is 2024.
While skin color is a factor, white is more about the social position and power dynamics associated with being perceived as white, not just a description of someone's complexion. The concept of whiteness developed through European colonialism and slavery, where light skin were used to establish a hierarchy of power. This is what whiteness is. Here's a more in-depth definition of what white is according to the social construct of race. You can go ahead and pause and read.
If it's just a black pack, like what? Where do you draw the line? Only certain black people? Because I have 2% Nigerian. Am I allowed in?
No.
I don't know if you noticed, but the world is still being run by men.
White men. The men that you guys raise. The world is being run by white men. Gotta have your adjectives. And yeah, we've noticed.
Women had nothing to do with slavery. Literally. Like nothing. I'm sure we were saying, hey babe, this is pretty effed up because we're nurturing, we're loving, it's wrong.
Hey babe, it's pretty effed up. What Delulu land are you living in? White women owned slaves. In fact, research shows that white women were active participants in the slave economy, and they were as brutal as men in their management techniques. White women bought, sold, managed, and sought the return of enslaved people. The ones that ran away from the plantation, they were the main ones trying to get them back. They were often listed as owners in nearly 40% of the transactions involving enslaved women. They also fought in courts to preserve their legal ownership over enslaved people, because owning a large number of enslaved people made a woman a better marriage prospect. The Mississippi Married Women's Property Law of 1839 was the first law in the United States to give married women ownership rights over enslaved people. It wasn't like they were like, no, we don't want that law. We don't want to be able to own people. And let's not forget the Casual Killing Act of 1669. It was written to protect rich white women from legal punishment. White women were unaliving defenseless biracial children of their husbands and enslaved women. The women in Virginia were unaliving the biracial children in horrific ways. They were angry that the spouses were having plenty of children outside of their marriages. And because I'm on TikTok, I'm gonna go ahead and let you read that last paragraph here. The small children were routinely all of that stuff. So go ahead and pause to read all that. The white men did not want to chastise these rich white women after they unalived children. So that's why they created this law, to justify white women unaliving biracial children by saying if you did it because you were correcting them, then it's okay. Kind of like qualified immunity that police officers enjoy in this country.
Why there's this divide, and especially when we all need each other. What happened? Why are you guys mad at white women?
We are angry because white women are the problem. You guys are the largest demographic in the country. Out of 250 million white people, 60% to 65% of them are white women. Yet you guys continue to do this. Continuously stabbing us in the back. While we're out here fighting for the rights of all women, this is what you guys do. We are exhausted now. So in this moment, we're going to be thinking about us, resting. Y'all go out there and go do the work. We have been shouldering the responsibility for everyone's freedom in this country for far too long. It is time for you to get up and go work. We are resting. And I suggest that you maybe follow some more Black women creators and learn, because clearly you are uneducated on the history of women, period, in this country. Have a good day.
Hey, fellow white women who voted for Kamala, this is not our opportunity to use Black women to ask them to do the labor of providing us with comfort and alleviating our fear and anxiety over the election. We're also not going to come to Black women expecting them to give us a pat on the back and say, we know you're not one of the bad ones. You did what you could, hun. And also, it is not our place to go to Black women when they are criticizing white women. I mean, have you looked at the numbers? And to tell them, not me, it wasn't me, I'm one of the good ones. Stop putting that on Black women. Stop it. Don't do it. If you've got big feelings of fear and trepidation about the future, about our rights as women, if you have intense anger and disappointment at other white women, shame about our demographic, stop asking Black women to manage those feelings for you. You are a grown-ass woman and you get to deal with them. And then how you can turn those feelings into effective strategic action.
I find it hilarious that when Black women tell y'all that they're tired and that they will no longer be fighting your battles, that the response from so many of you is the gaslighting outrage, in where you heard them say that they are moving forward anti everything other than Black. Because that's not what the fuck they said. What they said was, we are tired of carrying the emotions of others. We are tired of the laborious task of teaching and educating others about racism, about prejudice and bigotry, macroaggressions, microaggressions. We are tired. They said, we are tired of being asked to support other movements and other communities just to be left carrying the movement that we didn't start. And y'all who heard this are mad, upset, offended. Bitch, the Walmart free bin audacity that y'all have. According to the data, according to the numbers, right? Black women were the leading demographic in this election. The leading demographic in making sure that our country did not fall into the hands of someone that will set us back hundreds of years. Black women who are at the front of almost every single disenfranchised, disproportionate policy that affects a community. They literally, when it comes to reproductive rights, and we talk about birthing mortality rates, Black women are at the top of the list. When we talk about certain illnesses and cancers and receiving equitable health care or not receiving equitable health care, Black women are at the top of the list. When we talk about protections, being heard, when we talk about job security, elevations, promotions that are not being given, Black women, usually 9 times out of 10, top of the list, right? But in every single solitary social civil movement, Black women show up and carry the burden and the bulk of said movement. And they said to y'all, we're tired. We're not doing it anymore. We done told you what the fuck y'all need to know. You don't listen. And so we're going to go back into our community and do the work we need to do for us. And whatever movements you have, whatever fights you need to fight, y'all can do that on your own. They never said that they were anti-you. They never said that they didn't support you fighting for your rights to exist in the communities you belong to. They just said, we're not going to let you fool us again into making us the backbone of your movement. When the reciprocation of that support, the reciprocation of that fight is never fucking returned. That's what they said. And I'm also not going to let you motherfuckers get on this application and come for black men. I don't give a fuck what somebody told you. The data shows us that black men showed the fuck up and showed the fuck out in this election. Black men and black women were the top two demographics of people voting for true change, voting for equity, but voting for human decency in this motherfucker. And I'm not going to let y'all sit there and then tell you and let you tell anybody that black men did not show up in this election, because they did. The last percentage that I saw was a whopping 81 fucking percent. Now, could it have been more? Black men, could we have done better? Absolutely. But black men showed up in this election. And I'm tired of you motherfuckers spreading misinformation about anything other than what the fuck happened. Boy, what you heard versus what I said is like, that struggle is real amongst so many people. Black women, find you some peace, okay? Get you some rest, okay? Get you a good cocktail. If you don't drink liquor, get you some good lemonade. Get you a little snack, a little pizza, a salad, or whatever it is you want. Just find you some peace and protection. Just because you deserve it. You fucking deserve it.
What else has to be added on when black sisters are saying, you know what, we really don't want to be bundled up all together. We know you need our sisterhood because that's what you've been depending on for your entirety. We've been doing the labor and the work for you. And it looks like you think we were designed to be your slaves, right? This again clearly continues to show and expose that the palm-colored sisterhood is all but just a myth. It does not exist. They do not have power on their own. They depend on others doing the work for them. Because I can't believe they're like, trust black women, they lead the way. Oh my God, that was one of the most performative things. I mean, I understand that it might be really, really coming out of a genuine place, but this is something that they don't get. They feel like centering black women is going to make black women come out and fight for them. But then they are forgetting that when they try to center black women, still begging them to come and fight, what they are trying to do is still call black women their laborers, instead of them coming out and doing the work. We also have the march, the women march that happened, I think, January 28th or something like that, right? I don't know, around that, right? Yes, we also how it failed, and a lot of them were putting, posters saying, trust black women, right? We also that really didn't take them nowhere. They are still not giving up. They are still trying to beg black women to come and work for them. So I think that's the thing that black women have been telling them, plus black men. Sit, reflect, and see what you're doing, because you might think that you're doing the right thing, but unfortunately you're actually, washing and then hanging in the dirt. You're jeopardizing the entire situation. You're literally ruining things right now. So it's so crazy that they can't focus for a second to find the fault within. Because I think this whole thing has really exposed that black women are not the problem. Palm-colored women are the problem. And they need to resolve these things, these inconsistencies, these inefficiencies they have within their own sisterhood. The fake allyship, I don't know if that's the right word. Yeah, that fake whatever. it's time for them to examine that the problem is within, not without. Black women have never been your enemies, but you clearly always, the things that you do show that, you know, you just prefer having them to be your catalysts to make you reach where you want to reach. But after you reach, you don't want anything to do with black women. Are you willing to take them in? Put your thoughts in the comment section, and please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. I do appreciate you as always, and until then, I will definitely see you in another amazing video. My name is Gracie and I love you. Bye.